Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm telling you, it gets so busy around here, I forgot I was planning to give you this videotape. This videotape is to tell you, the American people, and the people of the state of Minnesota, exactly why I'm asking to be the replacement for Al Franken as the senator from the state of Minnesota, and my interest in becoming the president in 2000. It is this, simply this. I have lived most of my life, as you have, in up and down situations. I could have been one of those guys who lived on top, not making big money, but okay money. But I learned years and years ago that there was a lot of suffering going on in America, a lot of pain and suffering. And I didn't want to be a part of that. If there was a way out, I wanted to be a part of the way out. And now, you've heard me say that I have lived at what we call 40 years in the wilderness. Those 40 years are those years that I have been living poor, really poor. I presently am living poor. And what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that as your senator and as the President of the United States, my number one concern is to end poverty in this country. There are too many poor people in this country, too many people who are suffering, people who don't have adequate housing that they can call their own, people who don't have adequate transportation that they can call their own, people who don't have access to adequate education and health care. And I'm not talking about some stuff that you've heard politicians talking about. No, I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about the real stuff, the stuff that is genuine, the stuff that works. You have listened, maybe some of you, to my videos. I got thousands of videos on YouTube and Facebook. You go review any of them. And anything that you might think I would have to say on a subject, check it out. There's no con in my game. My game is real, authentic all the way. Look, I was in the well, let me tell you this. I used to work for the Veterans Administration. I ran into some times where my wife, that president wife at that time, didn't like the idea that I got more concerned about the poverty that existed than I did about us. And so she left me. I stopped working at the Veterans Administration, and I took whatever that program is that allows you to receive your retirement. I took it down at that time. I think I was about 29 years old. Then I became interested, and I dedicated myself to preparing myself for you, the poor people of this nation. And I've done it so when I speak to you, you know I'm genuine. You know I'm not trying to con you. I've suffered all these years. I ended up going into the military. And I found out that Ronald Reagan was good for some people, but for other people he was terrible. And I refused to take orders from a man that would be so terrible to the poor people. I did not want to receive what they call the GI Bill. I didn't want to receive what the housing benefit or the education benefit or the health benefit from the VA because of what it represented, and I turned my back on it, and I didn't want to receive any of it. And since that day when I came out of the military with an other than honorable separation, what I chose so you can know I'm real, I have not received anything from the Veterans Administration. And you know, coming out of there, I had to find some way to maintain myself. And so I looked for the cheapest job, the job that paid the least. I worked at a university washing dishes for $6 an hour. When I got a raise, it was a dime. That way, I didn't have to concentrate on the world as you do, but I can concentrate on how poor people have to go through this world. And I did that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, because of those small jobs, I'm living today off an income of $300 a month from Social Security. I went to talk to somebody once. They didn't believe that Social Security was giving me $300. But that's all I get, $300. I'm just like you. I'm not a Trump. I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm not trying to con you. I want you to know that the only way that we can really benefit as poor people is we got to change the system. And I'm not talking about changing this system so that the rich could suffer. I don't want to take anything from the rich but their ability to control and manipulate poor people. That's all I want to take away from them. Their lifestyle is wonderful for them. They chose it. I want them to have their lifestyle. The only thing is that the lifestyle that we poor people have, we didn't choose it. It's just been handed down to us and stumped down to us. And we want to change it. I want to change it, and I'm asking you to want to change it. Now, the conversation that I'm giving to you right now is the same conversation that I will give to the legislators in Washington if you allow me to go there. I want them to know what I'm sharing with you. But I don't just want them to know, I also want their constituents to know what I'm talking about. Because I don't care where they're from, wherever they're from, they're a bunch of poor people right where they're from. More poor people than those who are not. And I want to speak to those people. Trump spoke to them. He found some haters out there who found enough hate in this country to put him into the White House. The problem is he doesn't give a darn about them, you, or anybody else. He only cares about himself. And when he ride around that big plane, everybody thinks he's rich and he's all of this and all of that. And he is, but it's not any benefit for us. What I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is take what I have learned about the Almighty God. The Almighty God cares about you. I know he does because the Almighty God cares about me. And the message that I bring is what I consider from the Almighty God. And it is a message of freedom. It's a message of liberation. It's a message of prosperity. It's a message of happiness in our lives. Now, in order for us to do this, we got to be smart. We have to truly be smart in changing the system. In changing the system, we have to recognize that all things are from God. And all things that are given are for all people, not as the Republicans or Democrats or America or Russia and all those people are saying. It is as God has designed it to be. And the only way we can know that is to have a heart, the heart of God. And what is the heart of God? The heart of God is compassion for you. It's compassion for me. And the way we do this, ladies and gentlemen, each of us has been given a gift, something that we would love to do. Nobody's just really lazy. Everybody wants to do something. Even the sick who are lying in the bed, the incapacitated, they want to do something, and they can do something. So we want to engage ourselves. I'm asking you to think about engaging yourself in the career of your own choosing. And if you're not qualified just yet, know that you can go to school and get all the education that you need because the system that I'm talking about will allow you to do that. Now, the way that this system works, ladies and gentlemen, is by all of us engaging ourselves in that creative process of all the things that are essential for our survival, all the things that we desire. We engage ourselves in it, and we, the people, take what God has given us, and we create everything we say we want, everything we say we need, everything we say we desire. And when we've done that, and as we continue to do that, we are owners of everything, everything that exists. We, the people, not just in America, but if we can get the rest of the world engaged, we, the people of the world, own all of this. And we don't have to suffer for it. We don't have to look up for somebody to hand us down. We don't have to look up for a politician to promise us something just to be lying to us. Because each of us own this. And what we want is ours by the blessings of God. And it is not by a Republican or a Democrat or this group or that group. Each of us play a role in it. Each of us play a role. When we engage ourselves, we are playing a role. When we're created, it's ours. And we don't let some Johnny be good come by and tell us how somebody else is smarter than somebody else and somebody deserves more. We don't allow that to happen. So this is the message I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, not just to you, the poor. I'm speaking directly to you, the poor, because we are the ones that hurt the most. But I want us to be bold. I want us to stand up and tell the world we're not taking it anymore. Why? Because now the vision that I've shared with you has become your vision. I know you want to get out of this hell. I know you want a better life. So I'm saying God is offering it to you. And once the rich people realize that they can still live rich, but they can't tell us what to do anymore, all they can do is engage themselves in a career that they love. And in so doing, they become owners just like we are. And all that exists belongs to all of us, the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot explain that any clearer than that. But this is why I want you to send me, those of you in Minnesota, to Washington, D.C. And those of you throughout this country, I want you to listen to this message because this is why I want to become the next president of the United States. Not a Donald Trump, not a Republican, not a Democrat, not any of that. I want to become president so that we the people can run this country. Not a separate group sitting on the side. waiting to take away whatever authority we thought we had. No, we the people, we will allow nothing to interfere with our freedom, with our liberation. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, seeking to be the next senator from Minnesota to go to Washington and in 2000 become the next president of these United States for all of the people. Thank you.